Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and tonight it's Tuesday. That means it's time to change our minds. And I got my man Jody. What up, Jody?
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, Planeteers? It's good to be here. I'm your boy Jody Joe. This should be fun.
This is going to be fun, but hold on, I didn't record this, so I'm trying it again. Here it is. This is fake that. Ignore that. Take two.
Take two. Fake it up.
Take two. Here we go. Take it two. Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Now we're recording. I'm so excited to be here on Tuesday. Change my mind with my man Jody. Jody, how's your day going, man?
Everything's good, bud. What's up, everybody? It's good to see you, Andy. It's good to see the Planeteer family, the JC family in the chat. Let's get it popping.
Let's do this. I'm excited. So you guys dictate the show today. You can tell us what you want to do. You can suggest whatever you want to talk about in the chats. Let me frame that better. Whatever you want us to hit, you can do. You know all the links. Thank you to all the moderators in there helping get the word out there on the chat links, the Cash App, Jody's Cash App, my Cash App, stream links, all that stuff. Went up the show. We have a tight show, so if you want to get in the second half or any point interrupt, you can. Sports Channel, and we'll dictate where we go. But our first conversation I wanted to talk about was this one that I saw trending on Twitter about Will and Jada. Do you know about Will? I mean, this is like people are surprised, but this has been sort of common knowledge, I feel like, for a long time that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are in a open relationship. Jody, did you know about this?
I knew about this for years. It's been rumored that Will and Jada have been in an open swinger relationship for at least 15 years. I remember when the news kind of went public, I remember the article. It was a story about the limo driver who gave his testimony, and the limo driver said he drove Will to the house. Will went in the house, was in there for a few minutes, came running back out to the limo, said, just drive, because Mark Anthony was in there bashing his girl's cheeks, bro, and they got caught.
Wait.
And then the next day they played PR. Like a couple days later, they were at a football game eating wings together, bro. Oh,
really?
It's so fake in Hollywood, bro.
Well, that's the question I have. Is that how you succeed in Hollywood? Because relationships in Hollywood do not usually last very long, right? And it seems like the ones that do, are they doing something to keep things open? You know what I mean? Is that one way to be? I mean, look, you're Will Smith, or look, I'll be honest, you're Jada Pinkett Smith. Both people, I think, obviously could have their pick of who they want to be with, right, romantically. But then they have kids, and then they're a power couple, and so they're together. Is there a point where you can get to a coupledom where you're just like, you know what, we're rocking it together? Yeah, so what if he wants to go do her, he wants to do her, let's just, yeah, as long as we're together, we're honest, and we're being real to each other, go get what you need to get, just be tell me what's happening, make sure I'm alert. Is that something that Hollywood couples should be doing?
Should be doing? No. Do they do it? Yes. Man, come on, bro. The whole idea about being with somebody and being in a relationship is to love them, cherish them, stay honorable and exclusive to them. It's a part of the vows, you know, you and no other, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be. Sharing your woman with another man, nah. Listen to me, bro. If I am at the point in my life where it's okay for somebody to sleep with my girl, then I have no love in my heart for her. Like you can't ask me, someone who actually loves someone, to just share them with someone else on that type of intimate level, bro. That's not love. You don't give a freak. That's what it is. It's like even relationships that are seemingly bad. Let's use Peg and Al Bundy. They don't seem to gel at all. But when it comes down to the sheet, Peg always got Al's back, and Al always got Peg's back. And look, man, Jada and Will on some weird shit anyway. They got weird kids, man. They got a weird marriage. They have a weird philosophy, bro. They just weird.
Table.
She got a weird face.
The whole thing's going on. Yeah,
Jada was one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, and she ruined her face.
That's something they all weird. I don't know why. Well, we put an unrealistic expectation for beauty on everybody, right? That's what happens, and so they always feel like, I'm getting old. I got to get rid of the wrinkles. Do this, and I never understand why. So many amazingly beautiful women who could age gracefully always look like plastic
trash.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? No, that doesn't look better. It doesn't look better. I don't know what, but that's not my place to call it the looks.
Have you seen Caitlyn Jenner lately?
No, lately, no.
Yeah. I saw an update. I saw her like last week.
Good? Are you saying it's good?
She looking kind of good, man. She like a middle-aged white woman. She's like a regular middle-aged woman, bro. I'm like, oh shoot, she looks nothing like Bruce anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she would trick a lot of guys, I think.
Get facts. She'll trick me. She'll trick me at a golf club.
No, totally. I mean, look, look. Surgeries can get crazy nowadays, or that's the thing is, makeup. Look, makeup can make anybody look hot. That's the reality. Like any girl any girl, like if they have the right makeup artist and someone's really know how to do it, and like the wardrobe, everything, you can make a 1 look like a 10.
Maybe that's how Will felt. Maybe because he let her go crazy. She wears a lot of makeup and all that, and the plastic surgery. Maybe Will just felt like he lost his woman in there somewhere. It was like, freak. You know, there was an episode of Fresh Prince where he was locked in the closet with Gina. She took her nails off, fake hair. He was disgusted by the fact that she wasn't real. So maybe that's really Willy.
See, I just think like Will Smith, like he's out there with what's her name, Eva Mendes. Like, there's no way he's not out there with some of these co-stars. Like, you know what,
Margot Robbie.
Jada's okay with it. You wanna come on over, and I'm sure there's a lot of women who'd be like, hell's yeah, I want to be in that power couple for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a shared thing, and they're both involved. Does that change your mind? If it's a female,
this isn't normal.
I'm just trying to see Jody's lines of like, is that if a female comes in, are you more open to it if you're there too?
This is my wife you talking about
now, but you're there and the wife's. I'm asking Jody, where's your line? Is that disrespectful as well, or if you're both there, you're like, yeah, all right, we like this girl, come on in, and you're doing it together. That's still disrespectful.
Why this is a thing is because they're married, bro. Like, you're supposed to do that shit in your teens or whatever, 20s, college, or whatever that shit you do the little. When you're married, bro, that's the one. That's the one you want to stay faithful and committed to. You don't want all them nonchalant games is behind you. You've done that. You know what you want in life, and you want to build a life with this one person, bro. So, and another thing, swinging and all that type of stuff. I'll just say this: it's not really it's known amongst everyone, but it's not really a black thing. A lot of white people are swingers. You know, as you see more of them are free and nudists, like nudist beach. Y'all are free, motherfucker. You don't see a lot of people of color on like nudist beaches and stuff like that. We're more private people. We're more intimate people. You know, there are some out there that are out there. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying most. And another thing with the plastic surgery. A lot of black women don't do the plastic surgery, bro. That's not even a black woman thing either, because black women take pride in their natural beauty and their natural feats. The plastic surgery is like looked down upon, and like when it comes to like black women and stuff, and because we sure don't like that shit. And the saying black don't crack. Why is Jade out there? She was one of the most beautiful women, and she did that to herself. And then you got people like freaking Angela Bassett out here who's older than her and who looks better now, and she's been doing it in the natural game. A lot of women are doing the fake butts, the fake tits. Maybe she just got too fake for Will, and Will was like, yo, hey,
see,
let's go ahead and do this.
I look at this differently. I see they have kids. I see they clearly, because I'm going to play a clip of this guy August something who apparently got Will's blessing to be with Jada when he, as he calls it, when they went from marriage, married to partnership. And so when I hear it, again, this doesn't fly with me either. I'm with you, but I'm just trying to understand it. Like, is this because a lot of Hollywood couples, they fall apart because they get famous, they sleep with their co-stars, like stuff happens, right? So my point is this sort of a weird way of like, you know what? We got kids. We're known as Will and Jada. Like, we are stronger together. The Smith family. Like, I want the Smith family, but like, I know we both still want to sleep around, So let's just be together as like business partners in a family, but then let's go out and like do what we got to do. I have trouble seeing that given, my relationship. I'm with you. Just like once you do that, I think, look, every guy has the fantasy of like, yeah, let's get with that girl. But it's like at the end of the day, you're not
before marriage.
But I'm even saying I would tell guys, a lot of you guys, you don't realize once you think, then you do it. It always gets weird. It's never weird.
The same.
And it's not exactly. It's not the same. Even though it seems like appealing, and you're like, yeah, the fantasy's there. You got to be mature and wise enough to know it's a fantasy for a reason. And when you react, sometimes you live out those fantasies, it can actually blow up and ruin the relationship.
Dang, Eddie, man, you sound like you coming from a real place.
No, I know. I've talked to a lot of because here in Florida, it's very open here. In fact, I almost did a show. I had a really long talk with this woman who was like a therapist for open marriage. Because anyway, I showed you that nudist resort. It's like a very open community here, and so I've met people who are there, and that's not my bag. Like, it's not my bag. But it's like I've talked to them about it, and I learned like more through it, and it's like that's what I've had this conversation with people, because then I'm also like, in my past, I was kind of a perv, right? I was creepy. I sort of clearly sort of wanted those things, never did those things. But as I sort of thought about, and then as I went through therapy and did my own stuff, I'm like, no, that's not what I actually want. You know, you don't want your partner to go there. So I, while I haven't actually experimented like that, Jody's always pushing to get me to admit it. And I haven't. That's where I just, my own sort of self-recovery, self-reflection rather. And, talking to friends who I have a good friend who's in a, what's that called? It's called a polygamist. He's a polygamist. He has like, he goes around with other people. And we've gone out drinking. I'm like, how do you do it? And he had a point where he's like, he has pretty much like 2 wives. And I'm just like, man, that sounds like so much work. I'm just like, how do you do it? And then he admits, like, it's like, yeah, it's not always easy. And so that's what I'm saying. And then it's like, it does change things, and they get jealous of each other. So I've been told. So it's like, I see how this is complicated. But when you step back and look at it from like a business standpoint, which, look at like The Rock, right? The Rock, Danny, his like ex-wife, they're now business partners, right? And they're like, they get along together. And so I wonder if Will and Jada are like sort of doing a similar thing, but still openly seeming like the power couple to the world just so they can, and because they're cool with it. Look, people can be cool with things we're not cool with, I suppose. It's weird to me. I sent you, I DM'd you this link so you can watch it too. This guy, his name's August something, but I wanted to play this quick clip because it sort of gives a sense, and it was just like, he's kind of well-spoken about it, but it's still just kind of weird to me.
It's got to be weird. It has to be weird.
It's got to be weird to me. But anyway, again, and I don't want to kink shame or call out somebody for doing it. Who am I to judge? But let's just watch this sort of clip. If
so you DM me on Twitter?
Yeah, I DM'd it on Twitter. You can watch it at the same time because I realized my stupid thing.
I got it now?
Sit down.
Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, play it. Starting at the top again here. And play.
Truth. I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it,
she
not
look like her son
involving romanticism. Mm-hmm. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it. So much so to the point that I can die right now and be okay with knowing that I truly gave myself to somebody.
Right, you did the right thing.
And I really loved a person. I experienced that. I know what that
How weird is that then, and knowing, well, she's still with Will Smith?
So
this is some weird shit.
I'm completely blessed. And this conversation is difficult because there's so much.
I've never been attracted to Angelique Lee, but she looks cute right here.
To understand, but once it starts to affect me in my livelihood, I have to speak up about my truth and stand on my 10 with anything that may come along with it.
Is it disappointing that she never addressed it to you? Because, like you said, you lost out on opportunities.
Yeah.
And if there's
I really can't even, I never even can get into the thought of that because I'm only responsible for myself, right? And I'm only responsible for...
This motherfucker like a black Ronald McDonald, bro.
I'm suppressing things, and it starts to affect
feel like
me,
a straight
I have
clown.
To address it. I just always stay silent because I never want to be the person to cause confusion because I love these people.
Right.
Well, he's definitely not
really
staying silent now. I'm sure we'll be interested to see
do.
what they like
And
him coming out talking about their
have
private
literally
life.
The check stopped
never
coming. That's why
been
he's
in
doing his
love
interview.
in that kind of a way. So much so that being intertwined in that way, walking away from it, butchered me. Like I'm shaking right now because it.
Okay.
It almost.
Anyway, I don't know what show this is from, but look, this is intense, right? And so, and it's interesting because I have another friend. I can't name names, so I want to be careful. But I have another friend who was with someone who was polygamist, and he wasn't polygamist. And I helped him through that breakup. Like, it was brutal. Like, he was really hurt by it all. And so I from the other end of it, it's like Will and Jada are like power couple dealing it with. But then these people who get introduced to the lifestyle and then fall in love with you. And then they're like, yeah, I'm in love with you. But then it's like, well, no, you can't be in love with me because I'm still with Will. like that stuff, it gets dark, right? It gets complicated. So that's where it's like, I can see how it would work maybe for a Will and Jada when you get to that point of power level where they're that high, right? And they can pretty much do whatever they want. And they can now with their life partner say, yeah, you know what? We're old enough to know now like what we want and what we want to do. And I want to be with you as a mother. I want to be with you as like a business partner, and together I got your back, but I want to sleep around. And I'm going to tell you what I do. And if that's something they can do, I mean, and they're cool with it, I am not going to judge. That's not on me. But I can say I think it's sometimes unfair for the people that go, you know, the guys or girls in their wake that sort of come into that relationship, and then suddenly they're like, well, wait a second, this wasn't real. You don't actually love me. You love Will more. Like that's when stuff can blow up and get complicated. So that's my point of like these open relationships. I don't understand how they work. I could never get into any of this because, like we said, there's going to be insecurities, there's going to be jealousies, there's going to be frustration from the guy or the girl. I don't know how they're doing it, but look, Will and Jada got enough money, power, security. I guess they can make this happen. Do you think they'll be pissed that this is coming forward? You know, do you think they'll try
Absolutely, they mad. They mad as heck. I'm gonna be honest, man. This type of stuff makes me feel uneasy, man, because I'm such a lover and I can't imagine any way I could share my woman with anybody, or even vice versa. I wouldn't even ask my woman to do that with me. So it's like seeing this amount of straight goofball weirdom, and let me add the fact that this dude looks like a black Ronald McDonald. He looks like her son. He looks her son's age. He got the same similar look.
He does look like
that's sick.
Jaden,
That's
which
sick,
is weird.
bro. And it makes sense.
How old is this guy, guys? In the comments, it's August. You guys
know. This fool is sick. They're sick. They're all sick. Will and Jada are sick. This is some sick shit. That's why they got weird kids doing weird shit. Remember all the stuff Jaden was saying 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? I am alive, but I'm not. I'm dead because I'm a tree, and a tree is everlasting. How can a soul be a soul without a soul? Life is an example of the water that flows. I am not a human. I am a deity, but not a deity as you know it. I'm a human. What? Their kids are prime examples of twisted people living twisted lives and having twisted babies. And Jaden will and Jaden's and Willow's babies gonna have problems. They gotta break this cycle, bruh. This shit is weird.
Well, and it's weird.
This is absolutely weird. They mess their kids up because it is.
I'm DMing you another link because and then the conspiracy theorist in me like starts spinning because have you heard about? I hate even talking because I don't. I try to stay out of this drama with Shane Dawson. Where so Shane Dawson's like this YouTuber who is getting canceled due to a lot of stupid stuff he did as a younger YouTuber, but he was a very popular YouTuber. But he did comedy sketches in blackface, used the N-word, like made child, sex jokes, like totally not cool stuff that he did sort of for attention back as a early YouTuber to get the edgy clicks, And then now recently he's gotten more popular and he's done these conspiracy videos and collab with these makeup channels that are huge. And he's like become even more popular now. And so anyway, he's being canceled though right now because people have come up in this new wave of cancel that's happening with the Me Too resurgence and Black Lives Matter and everything. People are like sort of really exposing more people that they think are scumbags. Again, not my place to sort of go. I don't want to go through all the evidence and say whether he is or not. I've seen some videos. He definitely made some mistakes in his apology video. It didn't feel as sincere. Like he just anyway. But the reality is, Jaden and Jada Pinkett Smith. I just sent you the link. Apparently, recently. Have been calling him out for sexualizing Willow in a sort of a weird sort of like, I don't know what if it was on Twitter video or something where he basically saw some like Radio Disney poster of Willow and then did like a air movement as if he was like getting off to her. And like he just sort of was playing. It wasn't cool. She was 11 in the photo. He was trying to do some. It's not that's the line for me of like I don't find that stuff funny, especially now I have a daughter and dad. Like that stuff's not funny to me. Sorry, I get it. I'm like freedom of speech. Everyone can do whatever they want, but like that is just not justified. There's no way to justify. Yeah, little kid. It's not. There's nothing about it. And if you get caught doing that, you need to take immense accountability and like legit start really proving your worth and adjust things. But Jaden and Jada like called him out on Twitter like brutally. Like I guess the tweets aren't here, but they were to Shane. I'm done with your excuses. I'm disgusted by you. You sexualize an 11-year-old girl who happens to be my sister. It's the furthest thing from funny and not okay in the slightest bit. The first time I've heard Jaden, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. He sounds normal. And then as Jada got into it too. But anyway. It's just interesting because they have been, all over the news now, sort of calling him out. And then suddenly now this comes out where they're like, some guy's coming forward. I always see this stuff and I'm like, is it related? I don't know. But it's just weird because they're calling people out. And then you just said, he does look like him.
It's weird,
you
bro.
look at Jane here and it looks like him. So it's like, go ahead. Yeah, say.
I'm going to speak on that real quick. I think I remember seeing an image of Willow when she was like 13 or 14. She was being sexualized like a motherfucker. She was in a bed half naked, bro. And she was a minor. Will and Jada were sexualizing their own daughter.
Whipping
so
their
freak
hair
that
back
bullshit,
forth.
whatever he's talking about. You should have, hey Jaden, you should have looked at your parents and said, why are you over sexualizing my sister? That's what you should have did. Because I remember seeing some real inappropriate photos of Willow on the internet in covers of magazines and her own images. She would share an image, put them on there. I was like, what the freak? This kid is young. So y'all shouldn't let her be sexualized that young either. If you don't want wolves to prey on your children, don't throw your children to the wolves.
Well said. And it's crazy because I've talked about this. I did a video with Steph where we were talking about this. Like, we are doing that to young child actors now like crazy. Even if they're 24 in real life, they're playing sophomores in high school, aka Stargirl. And you're just like, look, I'm looking at that suit. I'm like, why is she's so skin tight, body, midriff showing for a sophomore in high school that's like aimed at little girls? Like, it's just not. I guess I'm turning into the old man, but I'm sorry, I don't get it. There's a line. Character needs to be written as 18. Actress needs to be 18. It's not that hard to follow those rules. Until then, keep it normal. You know what I'm saying? I don't get why we do it. But I'm with you. There has been some stuff but still, that doesn't justify what Shane Dawson did by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But you made a good point of like they're all hypocrites.
Look in the mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this reality of like he does that August guy does look like her son. So that is weird. Maybe she likes younger dudes. Maybe I assume he's legal age.
It's creepy, bro.
But
it's creepy.
This whole thing is weird. So anyway, it just proves like I don't know. Like it's like you're.
It makes you question. What if they weren't polygamists? What if they weren't in open relationships? Would they have even been married? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes you, and you look at them. You look at their longevity, and then it makes you kind of like look at the institute of marriage in a negative light. Like, dang, the one couple that has been married all this time hasn't really been married all this time. You know what I mean? And it's making you look at marriage like, dang, I guess you gotta be a polygamist to make your marriage last for over 20 years nowadays, huh? So I just think it makes marriage look bad, makes black people look bad, makes families look bad, make mothers and fathers look bad. I like Will Smith as an actor, as the artist Will Smith, but his ideals and the way some of the things he said, the way he runs his family is completely effed up. And you could tell by the way his kids came out. And I feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? People are like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You cannot unhear the things that came out of Jaden's mouth. You just can't. I just saw a video of him acting like a weirdo on the video crying, and he's trying to call that shit art. He's whack. That's what it is, bro. And all he had was the Smith name to give him that boost. And then I see him on another video crying about how his parents don't love him. Then I see him in another video talking about how fabulous his life is. They're confused, bro.
They are crying at that
confusion out here.
She literally made a show for Facebook, The Red Table, where they just literally have like family therapy sessions for everybody to watch. I'm just like, man, that is just weird.
You had Snoop Dogg on there who gave Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey smoke for disrespecting Kobe after he died. And then you had Jada go at Snoop Dogg. Why are you doing this? It's hurt my heart. It broke my heart. Shut up, Jada. Shut up. Jada, stop. Sit down, Jada. You right there with with Billy D. Williams and Steven Spielberg and them. Sit down. Talking too much. Straight trash.
Well, yeah, thank you for the donations that came in. Let's get to Red Samurai. Thank you for that donation. After taking Anthro 101, it confirmed what I already felt, which is that humans need some sort of institutions or guidelines for sex and relationships in order to have successful ones, which all cultures already have created. Yeah, I mean, look, there needs to be guidelines, and there needs to be, in a healthy relationship, there's got to be honesty. I learned that the hard way. I wasn't honest in my marriage, and it destroyed, it's not something I'm proud of, and it totally wasn't fair to her. It was selfish, and so all you guys out there who are doing that to your wives or loved ones, stop being selfish pricks and just break up with them and don't, or stop doing it, because it's not fair to the other person. And that's the biggest problem with infidelity. However, I could say, like, all right, well, if you can do it with a partner who's going to be okay with it, if you can really be that honest, you're like, yeah, I saw this girl, she was hot. I was gonna go see her. Are you cool? Yeah, have fun. And that's a relationship that can work. It seems kind of crazy to me, but more power to you if you guys can genuinely pull that off. But I don't believe it's going to pull off these guys and girls who are in these relationships who fall in love and are living the lifestyle of being with Will or Jada to suddenly like turn it off and be like, yeah, okay. But lots more to talk about here in the live stream. I'm going to trim this though for YouTube and the playback. Thank you guys for watching. Always tune in live, 9 p.m. Tuesdays, Thursday. We're here live. I'm over on Jody's Corner on Wednesday, so go subscribe to Jody as well. If you're watching live, stay tuned. We'll be here going through. I'm going to try and put all these clips that you missed on the members only section. For those of you who want to watch the whole show in its entirety, go join, become a member, and I'll clip all these. Whether I release them or not, they'll be in the members section in a post. You can watch the whole show. You can also get the audio stream over on all iTunes, Spotify, etc. Thank you guys so much for watching. Clipping right now. Stay tuned for more live show in 1 second. Thanks, everybody.